Hi, Frank Zanka here with my review of Tomb Raider, and it will be Tomb Raider 2018 with Alicia Vikander, as opposed to the Angelina Jolie 2 that started out the franchise straight from the video games. And of course the Alicia Vikander stuff is a little bit more grounded in reality than the Angelina Jolie movies. Although the Angelina Jolie movies were lots of fun, but the storylines were a little bit more comic bookish. But you know, they were action films. That's what they were meant to be. They were a little bit more tongue-in-cheek than the new version. But even the new version of the video game is more grounded. Of course, the original Lara Croft, she had the dual-wielding pistols, and very rarely, if I don't think ever, used a bow and arrow. And of course, the new version, even on the cover, she's got the bow and arrow. She's beaten up, etc. Even on the cover of the video game. So that's what they were kind of going for here. Although the storyline for this Tomb Raider is pretty much exactly the same as the original. It's basically a reboot where she's searching for her father. And if I have any criticism about it, it's basically that you know, it's basically a reboot with almost the same storyline. And as far as the acting is concerned, the acting I thought was phenomenal throughout. Though Alicia is a smaller persona as far as her physicality than Angelina Jolie is, you know, she really sold it, and I thought that she really cared about bringing a very believable character to the screen. I mean, she went all out as far as, I don't know how much of the stunts that she did. I have to read up on that to see if you know, if she got any of the stunts doing herself. But I know she trained. I've been watching some behind the scenes stuff of her training for the role, and just similar to Gal Gadot, she really trained hard to be able to sell it. And I've watched some other reviews, and I've seen some other comments about the film, and you know, some of the initial reviewers are like, look, if you're into the video game, then you're going to like this. And I've seen some of the comments, well, I mean, is that's not really a review. Is it good or is it bad? Well, any kind of art form, and film is no different. It's an art form. You know, it's subjective. So that's why the reviewer, I think, was saying that if you like these kind of movies, then you'll probably like this film. And I agree. You know, I've seen some, you know, negative reviews as well, and I kind of don't agree with those negative reviews. I think that storyline-wise, as far as the setup of the character, like the beginning, and there's no spoilers here in this video other than what's already in the trailers, but the beginning, you know, sets her up where she has not accepted the Croft fortune. So she has these odd jobs, and she's training, although they don't ever say why. They don't ever say why she's training. So in that case, there is a little disjointed thing about her past where they just kind of threw some pieces in, you know, to have her when she finally hits the island, so the audience knows that she's kind of trained for it. So, but she's had these odd jobs, and I kind of like the whole, you know, she does bicycling as far as, you know, delivery. So that's what she kind of does, and there's this neat little scene in there with the fox. So I mean, I kind of like that, but some other people didn't, and they felt it was even more disjointed. I have also seen some reviews where, do we really need another origin story for Lara Croft, and we have not just jumped into it? And that was very interesting. I thought that perhaps it could have just gone on as if she was already a Tomb Raider, quote unquote. But at the same token, we are delving into a new Lara Croft. It's almost like bringing in a whole new cast. So perhaps we needed another origin story, when this origin story is a little different because of the fact that, you know, she didn't accept the Croft fortune. So we have a little bit of a leveling type of situation where she's learning. The other piece that I thought was missing was that she really wasn't into archaeology. With the original Lara Croft, you know, her dad taught her all these things about archaeology, and she was kind of into archaeology. Where in this case, she wasn't. She was into puzzles, but not so much archaeology. I thought that piece was missing. What I also thought was missing was when they finally enter the tomb, there really is only one puzzle in there, and that's to get in. Again, I'm not doing any spoilers, but you've seen in the trailer where, you know, she dodges under the blades and things like that. So they did the, you know, the Indiana Jones type of traps, but it's not so much the puzzles that are in the game, like, you know, moving balls around to hit one thing and not the other. And she had people with her that they could have done it quickly, where it wasn't just her thinking and doing stuff and messing up. So they could have done it quickly, and I hope they kind of do that for the next movie. I am excited to see where they go with it, because, you know, scene from the trailer with when she gets the guns, that doesn't happen until the end of the film. So I was waiting for that whole thing to happen beforehand, but it doesn't. I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time that she hasn't really, if you haven't seen it yet, she doesn't get the guns till the end. So, you know, the whole thing is with the bow throughout, which is also in the trailers. But overall, I really liked the film. I thought they did a really great job with it. I thought the cast did a great job. I think that though she is smaller in stature, that Alicia did a really, really great job and sold it completely. And I'd like to see another film with her in it. I've seen obviously a few films with her prior, like Ex Machina, and I think she was also in the last Bourne film as the tech person. So I've seen a few films with her, but I think that she really shone in this. I definitely would like to see another film, and I hope this film does well. I know that it's only made, up to this point, it is now Monday, so it released Friday, and it's only made $23 million in the United States, but it's grossed over $100 million worldwide. So the Europe, Asia has really grasped it and took the reins on making it successful. So overall, I would call this Tomb Raider between a 7.5 and an 8. It's obviously not a perfect film, very far, and I've seen other people say that, other reviewers say that the film kind of felt low budget. I don't think it felt low budget, but I kind of see where that person was coming from, because there's no sweeping shots like going through the jungle, like going through the sky into the jungle and stuff to that effect, where it kind of would have made the film look bigger. I can understand what the person was saying, because it felt a little compact, which would have made it feel like a smaller budget film. But the scene on the plane and you know, the stunts alone were amazing. And I thought that Daniel Wu did a great job as the male sidekick, if you want to call it that. And the villain, I mean, they were trying to make the villain very human because he just wanted to go home. He got stuck into, you know, trying to unveil the tomb and couldn't do it. And he spent years on the island and he just wanted to go home. Okay, so the motivation was there to kind of make him a bad guy, but at the same time, not so much. So he wasn't really evil. He wasn't a guy that wanted to control the world or anything else. He just wanted to hand this thing over. So, and I do like how they made the tomb, what they were searching for in the tomb, they gave it a realistic, it wasn't like Pandora's box or whatever, supernatural. Like in the other Lara Croft movies that had a little bit of reality put into it. And I did like that twist. So, but again, I mean, the story had problems. There was no doubt. But again, overall, it was a very fun movie. And I do recommend for people who like action films and like Lara Croft and the Tomb Raider series, to definitely give it a go-ahead. If it's not your kind of thing, then you're probably not going to like it. It's not going to be any different than some of the other action films out there.